Okay, so far we have set up a document, simple 4-page document. We've looked at the couple of ways we can import text into our document, and we looked at the hidden characters that make up our paragraph breaks, line breaks, and that sort of thing, tabs, you name it. So next we're going to move on to columns within our layout. So chances are you probably won't want to keep all of your text within one single big column in each of your pages. Maybe you will, but frequently you don't. So there are a couple of ways we can create multiple columns within our layout. So I'm actually going to work on this page, because when I start creating multiple tables, or not multiple columns, table gets kind of funky. So we'll look at it, but just to keep things simple, I'm going to work with this page right here. So I have my text area selected. The first method is, if I right click on that, I can go down to text frame options, and that's Command B. I'm big on key commands. They kind of speed up your workflow, help you work quicker. Text frame options. And make sure your preview checkbox is selected. And we've got a variety of options here, but all we're going to worry about to start with is increasing our number of columns. And we're going to increase it to 3 columns. And you can see it placed 3 columns within our text area. I think the 0.167 is kind of narrow for a gutter, so I usually increase that to 1/4 of an inch. So now I've converted I've converted this single column text area to a 3 column text area. So that's one method of creating multiple columns within a layout. Another method is to manually create those columns. Maybe you want uneven columns. This gives us nice, even columns. Maybe we want a wide column and then a narrow column. So I'm going to actually size my text area down. And you'll notice that when I do that, my text area is a lot smaller. And I get this little red warning widget that appears at the lower corner of my text area. This tells me that I have overflowed text. Overflowed text occurs anytime your text area is smaller than the amount of text that it has to hold. So what this means is if I pull this out, there's more text to be seen. So I can easily create another column, and I could either click on this and flow this to my next page, or I can click on this with my select tool. You see how my cursor changes? Now I can come up here, click, and drag out a text area. And now my text flows from the bottom of this column to the top of this column. And I have 2 totally independent columns here. I can decide that this wider column is always going to be shorter. There's any number of reasons I might want to have a layout like this, where I've got 1 narrow column and 1 wide column, and I want the copy to flow between the 2. Now what I could also do, and I'm just going to sort of undo all of these steps. I could also just want this text to flow from one page to another. So I'm just going to take this text, I'm going to move it down my back cover to get out of the way. And let's shorten this up some. So my little red square is back. So I can click on that square, come over here to my next page and flow that in there. You see my table jumps over to that page. So these are two methods that I can use to create multiple columns or to flow text from one page continuously onto another.